Welcome in and thank you for joining me. If you don't know, I'm David with the Adventures of the Philippine-American Couple, and we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel, like our videos, leave comments, and if you feel really good about us, feel free to make a donation to our PayPal account, or you can always super chat us. Oh my goodness, so we won't get too excited for the next few minutes. We'll wait until people start rolling in here. And then we usually get a little excited, a little lively. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. But let me first just say thank you all for being here. Because I know a lot of you guys are going to catch us on the replay, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm doing some housekeeping while I'm here in my office, by the way, so not only housekeeping on the computer, but literally housekeeping. So, I'm excited. I don't know what about, but I'm excited. I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. Oh yeah, maybe, I don't know, I gotta think about that. Let me kill some of my windows. I got too many windows open. You ever had that happen on your computer where you get a lot of windows? I was trying to do some work yesterday and had so many windows open, I got confused. Taking care of some business here for all of us. Make it easier. Thank you for the 1 thumbs up. We appreciate that. Love having you in the house. Feel free to drop a chat, leave a comment, ask a question. Tell a story, whatever you like. That's kind of what we do on this channel. Let me get that cut over there. Like I said, I gotta do some crap. Need to do some housekeeping, but that one has stuff in it. So, thank you again for all being here. Every so often, we need to clean things up, right? And that's what I'm trying to do today, a tiny bit. And I forgot what I was gonna put in there. Maybe I'll use my tripod as a trash bag holder. So Dennis, no option for the middle finger. You know, that would be actually something that would be very interesting for them to do, right? You can give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but that would be very good. Oh, yeah, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to having that feature, you know, because that might be kind of cool. I know it get used a lot. It'd probably be the most used, what do they call these, emojis or whatever, on the entire internet if they had one. So, only you would think of that, Dennis. So Dennis, appreciate you coming in. I'm a mess, trying to get a little bit cleaned up and organized. I don't know why I'm doing that, I just am. You know, I guess I'm bored. Realize all of my dreams are not gonna come true, so it's too hot right now to do anything else but hang out inside and do a live stream because it is 99 degrees where I'm at. It's 5:23 on a Wednesday, and I'm gonna have some popcorn. If you like popcorn, here, James Robinson. You guys all know James, right? Our good friend James. He told me a while back that I should try these because I'm trying to eat healthier, trying to get rid of a lot of the less ingredients. So he turned me on to this brand, and I buy them now at Sam's Club in big quantities. But it has 4 simple ingredients in it, and I really like it. They taste great. Only 110 calories per pack. Whole grain popcorn, popped in sunflower oil, no added crap. Let's see if I can find the 4 ingredients. If I can read it, where are they at? Let's see if I can find it. So this flavor is kettle corn, but you got like a cheese flavor and a regular flavor. And I like all 3. No artificial flavors. So you guys all give us a thumbs up, drop a chat, let me know who's in the background. You guys come forward. So today we're looking at this for a quick second. I guess oh, here it is. The 4 ingredients are popcorn, real sugar, sunflower oil, and sea salt. That is it. So I have this as a little snack. Lorelai doesn't like it, so I don't have to worry about my wife eating them all. She eats all the other good stuff, so she doesn't like this. Really good. Fairly inexpensive too. All right. Did I thank everybody for being here? All right, all you wonderful people in the background, come forward. Let's hear it. We got to talk about it. One of the questions of the day, why don't dinosaurs eat cheese? I think this is a great question. It's a very important question that needs to be answered in the world. And, you know, we are here to educate and to help out with that. TWG is in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. How are you these days? How's your world? A lot of good things going on. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, I guess, today. We got the big earthquake in Russia, right? Warnings in Hawaii for the tsunami. Same thing with, I guess, the west coast of California. Now, most of us really don't care if California gets washed away, but I think a lot of us like Hawaii. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. They're saying that it's not going to be, you know, like the one in Japan was years ago. So I think it's all good news, even though I make fun of it. And that's our big news in America right now. Besides, of course, Dennis, man, if you're still there, you're going to love this one. I got to pull it up. Let me go over here and pull this up because I want to talk about this a little bit. Why am I in caps lock there? So does everybody know who the second coming's in the house? Who you're going to get beaten on my channel for being racist because we don't do that. Meme is in the house. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Remember, we don't do any race here. We don't care. We don't like you enough to keep you around. So there you go. Meme, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Cat Green is in the house. What do you guys think about the controversy that's going on in America over Sydney Sweeney? You guys know who Sydney Sweeney is? And the drama that's popped up over this American Eagle clothing outfit drama. It just blows my mind. You sub, Katrine, thank you for that. Meme is in the house. Good buddy, Meme, how are you? I am new here. Well, Meme, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. I'm glad you got that blue button in case you need to smack somebody today. But hopefully we'll have that. So what I like to do is, Meme, just so you know, what I'm trying to say. I want to read the hidden message first before we post it or get rid of it, because sometimes what I do is like yesterday or the other day, I had some people saying things, and what I do is I use what they say as part of the conversation, and then we delete it. So slow down a little bit on the message, and then we can delete it. Pato's in the house. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for me. What did Cratton do? Cratton, what did you do? Oh, cool clock. Oh, thank you, my cuckoo clock. Thank you for that. Yeah. So, all right. So, like Katrine, you know, their comment is loser gay. All right. So, one, let me say this. It's not even a very well put together statement. It's really bad language skills, right? So that tells us that they're either from a foreign country, they're uneducated, they're just stupid. And the fact that they want to bring up whether somebody's gay or not gay, to me, just indicates that they have their own insecurities about their own sexuality. And on this channel, we don't really care who you are, where you're from, what you believe or don't believe, or who you sleep with. It's really not a problem on my channel. So yes, if you want to try to bash anybody, the mods are going to put you away. Gregory said hi. Pato, thank you. Linda, how long can you? See, that's a stupid question, Linda, and I know you're trying to be a troll, and that's just stupid. How long can you? I mean, obviously you're interested in that, and if you're interested in that, I advise you to get a doctor, a mental health doctor, specialist, all right? So, Linda, you're not even worth me farting on. Mame is in the house taking care of business. Yeah, don't bother with them. That's it. I like to use them as a talking point because, you know, it's like when somebody wants to bash, you know, a religion or a color, I don't mind explaining what my philosophy is on that. So then we have to get rid of them. You know what I mean? But I do think it's good sometimes to explain to people. It's like, you know, the gorilla guy talking about bowel movements. Nobody cares about bowel movements. What that tells me is you're a nobody. You're a keyboard warrior. You're hiding behind the keyboard. You probably got one of those itty bitty willies, right? You probably live in the basement with your mama or your papa or grandma. You know, you're just pathetic. So, well, Linda, we don't really care about that. So it's not a topic we're going to discuss. Somebody calls me a bug? No, I don't. Look, if you want to call me names, I don't care. What we're not going to do is say things about little children, and we're not going to call people derogatory things. Now, I've been called everything in the book. If you want to call me old, go ahead. If you want to call me fat, go ahead. I don't care. You're not going to get under my skin. I appreciate the comments because every negative comment you make, YouTube likes me more. They go, oh, they got a great chat going on. They don't care what words are being said. They just care that things are being said. So feel free. Chat all you like. And if it's negative, it'll get taken down. If it's not, it'll be there. And people like Meme and Dennis and others that will come in will reprimand you for it. And we won't bother wasting our time with you. But if you want to be a non-keyboard warrior, little penis person, and want to have a conversation with all these great people that are going to come in here, then stick around and be an adult. It's okay. We're not going to hurt you. I know when it comes to human psychology, people that want to try to do the little troll thing, the keyboard warrior, the little penis thing, what they're really doing is saying, I don't like who I am. I feel bad about myself. And and I'm going to hurt you before you can hurt me. Right? Remember in grade school when somebody would call you a name because they were afraid that you would call them a name? That's what that is. It's sad, pathetic, but that's the psychology behind trolls. So, you know, it is what it is. Hide your children. That's right. Let's see. Hey, what's your thoughts on Dennis Rodman being a woman in his past life? Well, I think that's all right. I mean, I think anybody can be anybody they want to be. I like Dennis Rodman. I thought he was a hell of a ball player. I thought he was a little crazy. But, you know, I know he dressed in drag for shits and giggles, right? I think he's one of those characters. Well, that's what he was. He was a character. He was a character. Like and subscribing to us. Thank you for stumbling by us, by the way. Sure, you can tell a joke as long as it's fairly clean. A little crazy, but he was a fun guy. He was. The only thing I didn't like about Dennis Rodman was when he went to North Korea. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. But I'm okay with people being bonkers carrier. I am. I'm good with people being a little crazy. So remember, thumbs up, you guys in the background. Subscribe to the channel. Donate money to my channel. I need the money. Meme, let me get it out there. Yes, I am a very poor old man. Is that what I always say? I'm a poor old man? Linda. Well, Linda, if that's all you do, if that's your vocabulary, then this is the wrong place for you, Linda. So I'm sorry that our thought process is way higher than you can comprehend, and I'm very apologetic for that. I just recommend you go find somebody who's a little bit more on your level, because here we are adults, okay? It was weird that, yeah, you know, it was really weird, and I didn't like that. And I know he made big money doing it, and I get that he was wanting the money. Almost if North Korea wants MJ, well, that's true. That's true. You got that right. Yeah, I know. I agree with you there. Because Michael would never do that. Michael Jordan would have never done that. Did you guys ever see the movie, the Michael Jordan movie they made a while back? Man, it's a really good movie. I can't remember if I saw it on Netflix or where, but that Jordan movie was really good movie. Damn, he's like generally nice guy. Don't like the people who are messing with him. That's okay. I don't mind them messing with me. Like I said, YouTube likes me better because there's more chats. And, I trust Meme. If Meme finds things inappropriate, he'll take care of it. But when they do that, YouTube goes, hey, this guy's busier than ever. Let me get him a shout out to everywhere. Well, okay, Linda, let me do this. We can talk about anything that I, as the host of this channel and this live stream, agrees to talk about. That is a little lowbrow for people that come around my world. And I'm sorry that you're so lowbrow that you don't understand that. Let's see. A great movie. It was a great movie. Is it Sinners about vampires? What? Is it Sinners about vampires? I don't know. It sounds like I don't know what movie you're referring to. The movie we're talking about was Michael Jordan, the movie about Michael Jordan, the basketball player, about how he became Michael Jordan, how they recruited him, and how he was smart enough to take dividends on Nike shoes versus being a big payout and all. It's a great movie. But we love movies. There you go. Meme is challenge you. And Carpal, whatever, you're just an idiot. That's all I can say to you. But yeah, so here's the question though. The question I proposed today, by the way, I'm eating skinny popcorn because I'm a fat guy. Oh. No, we meant the basketball player. But I will say the other movie you're talking about, I think I know which one you're talking about, was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. Oh man, I love war. I'll tell you a funny thing. Mr. Bolke, if I pronounce you wrong, just, forgive me because I do have what they call squishy brain syndrome here in the United States. War movies, I think I'm going to have to go with John Wayne's The Green Beret. Is that. Bridge Over River Kwai is pretty close, but I think I'm going to have to go with that. And, thank you for being here, Egas. I am live again. I am both physically live and YouTube and live again. Thank you for coming in and being part of us. We appreciate that. We do indeed. I need to get over here and do something. Hang on. So, Platoon was okay. I thought it was a little long, to be honest, and I thought it was a little predictable. Soul Survivor was okay, but once again, I don't know. They're more modern day movies, and I guess, not that I'm a movie expert, but I think, like, the movies made, what year is this? Even in the 70s, 60s, and 50s, they had to do more storytelling and more acting than what we see in today's movies. You know what I mean? So maybe there's a point of me that kind of likes that better because not so much CGI and all of that stuff. I like Rickshaw Rig. Oh, what's that? It's not Rickshaw Rig. It's Hacksaw Rig. Hacksaws with an H, I think. That was a good movie, good story. Forgot to ask your name last time. My name is David. I go by Leader of the Pack or the Lord and Master of the Universe. But my name's David, or you can just say PAC, capitals, Philippine American couple, or Lord and Master of the Universe, whichever you're comfortable with. So, Rolanda's in the house. Yes, and then Steven Gutenberg. I got to remember who he is. Steven Gutenberg. Yeah. But I really like the older movies, I guess. I guess I'm a little bit of that. Linda, please go to sleep for a day. Linda's probably not his name. He just thinks, trolls think if they use a female's name, they can get away with a lot more versus using a male sounding name. But I guess that was my favorite war movie. The Green Beret, I think it was. I just like it. The bridge over River Kwai has a soft spot. The one with Steve McQueen in it, where they do the Great Escape, another great one. Happy Death Day, it's a comedy horror. Yes, I have. You know, and you want to know, funny, I actually have a death day. I've been dead 4 times. And but the main day is December the 14th. I died on December the 14th. So I actually have a birth date and a death day. Yeah, horror comedy. Yeah, I like horror. You know, I'm not a super comedy fan. I don't get a lot of humor, I guess, except for somebody. You know, I don't get a lot of like SpongeBob humor. I don't get it. I don't get a lot of those movies that are like Napoleon Dynamite. I don't really get that kind of humor for some reason. But, you know. It's just, yeah. But I love horror movies. Absolutely love horror movies. I've watched them fight in crime. We like everything. You know, my wife loves movies, but she only likes movies where they're killing. You know, she doesn't want to go to and watch a movie where they talk about a story. She doesn't want to go and watch a story. She wants to go and watch him getting killed. Eduardo, thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for the thumbs up, subscribing. Everybody haven't done that. Oh, damn. So your B-Day is in September the 14th and you died. No. I died. Sorry, I take that back. I died. I wasn't born in September. I'm not going to tell you when I was born, but I died on December the 10th is when I died. So, yes, technically December the 10th. Your wife always tells her to watch Hardcore Henry Shield. Hardcore Henry? Okay, I'll do that. Hannah Banana says, hello, good to see you. But no. So I was born on a different time. I fell into a coma and died is what happened. So in December one year, many years ago. So here's a free like. Oh my God. Well, happy. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, I guess. You know, I mean, you know, when you've been, you know, and I know a lot of people out there on the internet have health issues, and I can relate and understand, and it's a challenge, you know, and I still suffer from the coma that I was in, and I make no bones about it. It is what it is. Yes, your wife, right? She had a taste in movies and men. Yes, yes, Johnny Doe. And beans on toast is great. Is that a movie or a breakfast cereal or a breakfast dish? It sounds like a movie, but I don't know. I don't know that one. Pat's in the house. Good evening, Pat. How are you, my friend? Oh, sorry. Meme says, a friend of mine died yesterday. Oh, damn, Meme. I'm sorry about that. Sorry to hear that. That is not good. Oh, my God. Okay, I know one that just came to my head. You know, he's asking, what was the worst movie y'all ever watched? So anybody in the chat, feel free to tell us the worst movie you've ever watched. I'm going to tell you mine because it's stuck in the brain because it's fairly recent. That was the Barbie movie. When it came out, on Netflix or cinema, I don't know, whatever. But we pulled it up and started watching it. And in about 3 minutes in, I'm just like, this is freaking horrible. We watched about half of it. And then I went and ate dirt or poked sticks in my eyes or something. So... Oh, it's a new Lay's flavor? All right, interesting. That's interesting because I got a friend in California who sent me a gigantic box. I got a video of it, of all these really strange flavors, but it's been over a year, so maybe they're starting to come out with some new flavors, and I'll have to look for that. Yeah, I'll have to look for that and see that because we like to do that. We've done some openings of strange foods and eating them here on live streams, my wife and I, which is always fun. Pat says he's doing good. All right, Pat, I'm happy. Hey, Meme. Zach, thought it was pretty funny. The Barbie movie? Yeah, oh, God, it was the worst. Oh, man. I really did. I wanted to claw my eyeballs out. I mean, I could have been ran over by a bulldozer and been happier. Yes, it's the terrible worst movie I've ever seen. Oh, man. It was a horror. So tell me another movie that was horrible. I want to know another horrible. Bad, not scary horrible, but I mean bad, horrible, that you regretted watching. All I can say is I'm really glad I didn't go to the movie theater and pay to watch that stupid thing. No, it's a drama. No, was it a drama or a comedy? I don't know what it was supposed to be. It felt kind of like a horror movie, drama movie, comedy. I don't know what it was supposed to be. I think they did it just to make money by selling Barbies, right? I really believe that. They didn't have any intentions of making a good movie. They just wanted to sell a product line, so they made a movie about the product line. No Room is a drama. Okay, No Room is a drama. I'll write that one down. And you're saying that's a... Should I watch that one? Is that what it is, King? It's just horrible to me. Is it a K-drama? He's asking, a Korean. Now, I don't, look, we watch a lot of Korean movies. You know, my wife's from the Philippines, and I gotta admit, she likes some of that K-pop crap, which I don't, I can't stand. But we've watched some Korean series on Netflix that are pretty good. Sometimes some of these Korean shows are some of the most violent, unbelievable shows that I've ever seen. And I'm sitting there thinking, how in the hell did these people come up with this? How did they think about doing this? This is crazy, all the violence and the blood on some of these Korean shows. Man. So we watched a bunch of those. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I will. I always like to know. Try me weed right now. All right, you got to try your weed right now. All right. So, does anybody worry about the Russian earthquake and the fallout? And smoked some. What do you guys think about the Sydney Sweeney controversy? Have you guys been keeping up with this? Have you heard about this in America? You guys know who Sydney Sweeney is? And then, of course, the question of the day is, why can't dinosaurs eat cheese? Oh, yeah, Green Knight. I remember that one. Horrible. Now, there's a movie out there that I think it's weird. It's one of the worst movies, but I like watching it. And it's a movie with like Olsen Wilson in it. And he like goes to sleep in a jail, wakes up 200 or 300 years later. I can't remember the name of it. And he's like he's dumb in his time, but really smart in the future. And they're all using Gatorade product to water all the plants. There's, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's one of the weirdest movies, but I really like it. I just can't remember the name of it. What's the problem with Sydney Sweeney? No, tell us what's going on. All right. So here's what's going on. Is it American Eagle? Yeah, American Outfitters. American Eagle's the airplane. So American Outfitters is a clothing company. And we have all the woke people in America right now very pissed off and very upset. And here's what I'm going to say some things. I like this. If you don't know who Sydney Sweeney is, she's a very smoking hot blonde chick who's an actress. And so they just came out with a new commercial with her in it where she's advertising the jeans for American clothing, American Eagle clothing, or whatever it is. the people were mad because they're making a pun. They're saying that she says, I have great genes, like your biology genes. And then she puts on beautiful jeans, and that's the jeans she was talking about. So some people are calling it racist because she's a white chick and saying that they're trying to do the Hitler thing, sorry meme. They're trying to do the Hitler thing. But here's what I found funny in the last 2 days. Everybody who's been complaining about the commercial, here's what I think is funny. And I'm an old fat guy, so I'm a fat guy, right? Are fat, ugly women. Everybody complaining about it are ugly people. The only ones complaining are ugly people. I want you to go out there and look around and check this out for yourself. The people complaining about this commercial are ugly people. Let me get caught up on the chat here. Let's see. Heard about the electric, yeah, you told me about the Daisy Festival, I think, a while back. 3 Arms for Money, yeah, the movie there, where he's the smartest. Yes, I love it. I just can't remember the name of it. A Fever Dream? I had a fever dream. No, it's Nicolas Cage is in the house. Oh, that's what, Idiocracy. That's it, King, yes. Love that movie. It's funny as all can be. Help me. Can't you talk about my movie? Sure. Sorry, did I miss? Oh, Nicolas Cage movies? Not really. Do you have any good movies, Nicolas Cage? What movie do you think are you proud of? I'll say that I like Nicolas Cage, so don't get me wrong. But I think Nicolas Cage is what I call a movie whore. Meaning he'll do any movie for money. It doesn't matter what it is. Good, bad, stupid or not. If they say, hey, we got a part for you and we can pay you, he's there. So, but some of his movies are okay. Some of them are just stupid as dirt. We're talking about actors right now. Austrian fat guy. Sorry. Sorry, meme. Sorry, meme. Well, they're talking about, since she was a white chick, then it has to be white supremacy. You know what I mean? On a commercial about blue jeans, which is very American. I don't know. And she's driving around in a Mustang, an older Mustang, beautiful Mustang. And so, but it's truly only the ugly people criticizing the commercial. So that's what I think is funny. I'll show you that. Let me show that. I don't mind showing that one. So thank everybody for coming in. Remember the thumbs up and subscribing. You're right. Only fat woke people complain nowadays. You are a real one for saying that. Well, it's the honest to God truth. I've studied this. I've looked at that. And I taught college for 25 years, so I saw the woke movement starting, and it was only the nasty, ugly, fat teachers. And so then it spread out to only the nasty, ugly students, and the students became the leaders. And I'll tell you point blank why I think about the woke movement. The reason it's there is because they have nowhere else to be. If they don't, it's kind of like a movement is like church or the military or joining a gang. So you want a sense of belonging and you don't know where you belong. Well, okay, so I'm not for sure about who I like to sleep with tonight, so I'm going to go and hang out with the woke people. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't really know what they mean. But hey, they like me and they're going to accept me. So I'm going to go over there and become part of the woke crowd. Same thing with joining a gang or the military or going to the church. It's all about making you feel good. Nick has to do shit movies because of the taxes. Yeah. Ghost Rider was pretty good. I agree with that. Now, I didn't like him in Lowrider, but I enjoyed the cars. But I didn't like him in Lowrider, but I did like the cars, if that makes sense. And then there's one where he's the devil and he has another couple really cool cars. There's some blonde chick in there. Remember that one? Where he's either the devil or the devil hunter. He was reborn from a prison in Louisiana because his daughter's baby was kidnapped or something. That was a pretty good movie, I thought. Looking like, yeah, I've been told that before, Marcus. I have. Me, my good friend in here, who's from Germany, told me about that, and he was supposed to email him and tell him that his long lost cousin in America would like to have some money. And if you know him, you're welcome to email him and say, hey, your long lost cousin from America needs some dough. He wants to buy his wife a house. So, oh, meme, what did you do here? Let's see. August is fine, meme. He's all right. Show him what, Marcus? I thought he was meme. I thought he was that blonde art guy maybe that was somebody else. I thought you shared with me, wasn't he the blonde art guy or a musician in Germany? Let me pull him up. All right, hold on, because now if meme doesn't remember that, then I don't know what we're talking about, because I thought that was somebody meme turned me on to. Let me pull him up. Hang on, give me a minute. And where is it at? What's his name again? Stephen? Yeah. Let me get to images. Yeah, I thought, meme, this is the dude you told me about. Here, let me, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit so you guys can see who we're talking about. See, this guy right here, remember? Meme, I thought you were the one that told me about them. And I remember I asked you to send him an email on my behalf, because you guys are in the music business. All right, let me get caught up here. German show, you know him. I am Seeds new subscription. Thank you for being here. Marcus, Dutchland, cool guy. Thank you, Marcus. Me or him? Joseph, thank you for coming in. And Billy's doing great, man. I don't know who Billy is, but Billy's doing great. Now, Egonist, if you're still there, man, come back. I don't know why meme put you in timeout, but you're not in timeout in my world. Let's see if I can find you here. See, that's what I see, meme, and you act like you don't know what you're talking about. You act like I don't know what I'm talking about when I said you introduced and said, hey, come on, man. All I'm doing is asking for $5 million because I'm a poor old guy. Jophus is in the house doing well. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing well, my friend. I hope all is well in your world. I hope all is exciting in your world. Thank you for the thumbs up. Everybody subscribing. So, can you say hi? Sure, can you say hi? Nacho, good to have you. Thank you for coming in. Charles is asking, do I like Trump? Yeah, I'm very happy with Trump. Absolutely. And if you don't like him, that's okay. If you do, that's okay. I don't, on my channel, you'll find that I accept everybody no matter what they believe. And you can have a positive discussion without hating each other, without getting violent and stupid. But yes, I'm very much a supporter of the current administration. So, very much so. But I voted different ways multiple times. And Pat Riley says he is back. I had a phone call come in. Woohoo, probably some hot, sexy girl knowing Pat. So, yeah, I like the current administration. I don't like the fact that the woke is picking on. Do you guys all know who Sydney Sweeney is, right? Or did you need me to show you a picture of her? You guys want to see? Let me see if I can find a good picture of her. All right, I'm going to show you a picture of who people are bitching about in America right now. So that's the girl, all-American girl, that's doing a jeans commercial that everybody, well, not everybody, that a very small percentage of the woke population is complaining about. You know, they don't have anything else to complain about. They don't have anything else to focus on, right? So what do they got to do? They got to complain about a TV commercial selling blue jeans. So, tilted the wrong way. You know her? Nice. I see, Pat says. Yeah, it's all right. So Pat knows that. Did you see her bathwater soap? No, I didn't see that. Now, I'm married, so don't get me in trouble, Charles. I got to fix my camera. You guys got out of whack on me a tiny bit. Yeah, don't get me in trouble. Mr. Ronald says, which is stupid because I'm a guy. So no, I'm not pregnant. But what we do on this channel is we don't hold that against anybody, whether they are or they are not pregnant. We think pregnancy is very important in the world because how else would society continue to grow and go? We think it's also very good for the economy. And we know that a lot of men and women would love to have children. Here's what I'm going to say. Because one thing you guys are going to find, I don't care what you throw out there, I have an opinion about it. I have a thought about it. You're not going to rattle me and come up with something stupid. What I'm going to tell you is, for all those people that would like to have children, if you're struggling to have children, go and adopt. There's a lot of children that need to be adopted throughout the world. So all of this other weird stuff, maybe you should just go and adopt. How do I feel about gay people? I don't care, to be honest, Charles. Who you sleep with or don't sleep with, I don't think it's any of my business. I don't. But on the bigger picture, if we're going to go down that road, here's what I will say. As long as, because I don't push my agenda on people, and I don't want their agenda pushed on me. So therefore, I don't care what you believe, who you sleep with, where you live, what language you are, what race or color you are. We're all human beings and we can all get along. We don't have to try to force everybody else into believing what I believe. Now, I'm going to tell you what I believe because that's my channel. But you don't got to listen to me. You don't got to take it to heart. So, that's what I think. Gay people, I don't have any problem with gay people. I don't know what to tell you. So it's okay with me. Mame, what do you do on this channel? We try to speak free. That's right, we do. We speak freely and professionally and politely, and we like to have charge dynamics. Pat says, same here, don't care either way. Not my problem, not my issue. A car named for edit. Oh yeah, we did this the other day. Let me, can you do the Dodge Durango pickup? I have an old one and they're coming out with a new one and I'm thinking about buying it. If I could get money, because I'm a poor old guy. Dodge Durangos. You know what I mean? Dodge Durangos. Yeah, see? So, Karam, I hope I pronounced that right. Yes, Stefan and I are brothers from a long-lost mother. So, we are indeed a brother from long-lost mother. You know, Danila, I think Danila, if that's how you pronounce it, you're asking me if I'm Jewish. I know Meme hit that. No, I'm not Jewish, but if you are Jewish, you're welcome here. I don't have any problem in the world with anybody's religion. I just don't. I think everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe, whether others believe it or not. It's okay. I think all religions have a base. I think all religions can get along if they wanted to. Why religions don't get along is because of money and greed. And if religions would take that out of the equation, then everybody could get along and believe and worship how they think and feel. So I encourage everybody to think and believe and feel how they want to, as long as they're not hurting other people or trying to shove it down other people's throats. So thank you for that question. Yes, Dan, so thank you for that. I wanted Tacoma, and I'm not a big fan of the Tacomas, I gotta admit. I'm more of a Hellcat guy, Carl says. Yeah, Stefan, that's me. He's my brother, from another mother. And he's over there, making money, and I'm sitting here being a poor old man. So, right, meme. So, but come back, Danila, come back in a few minutes because I know meme booted you. Have you ever rode? Yeah, I used to ride motorcycles quite a bit. Sure did. Rode them for years. I rode with a group of educators, believe it or not. I taught college for 25 years, and we had a group of educators and corporate people that went around riding motorcycles, believe it or not. Enjoyed it. I'll tell you, one thing I didn't like was how many times we had to stop so people could take a cigarette break. That drove me crazy. Do I want to earn a few dollars? Well, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, one rule of thumb is this, and I tell everybody this, never turn down an opportunity to make money. So what's your opportunity? And then we'll discuss it from there. But you never ever turn down. If your boss says, hey, can you work overtime? You say, yeah, sure. If you're doing side hustles and you can make a little extra money, never turn down an opportunity to make money. It's the dumbest thing you can do, especially as a young person. All right, Leighton, I'm not for sure what that is, to be honest. But I appreciate you being here, Leighton. Thank you for the thumbs up. You love my decor? Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's my little cuckoo clock up there. That's my wife. Here's our part of our YouTube background when we do live streams a lot of times during the winter months. But today I'm just kind of hanging in the office. Got a fishing pole and all that stuff. So love the decor. Thank you. Appreciate that. You guys look like you're crooked now. Let me get you straightened back up. Let me get back over here. So thank you all for subscribing. Leighton, what is that? Yeah, I'm not quite for sure what he meant. Meme is bilingual or trilingual, so he's showing off his German to the folks in Germany here. I know what meme is doing. So we appreciate all of meme's hard work, though. Cannabis is legal since April of last year. Nice. Cannabis is legal for medical marijuana in my state. There's a bunch of states where it's legal recreational in America, if you don't know. A lot of states where it's legal for medical, and a lot of states where it's not legal, period. But let me tell you this, I'm going to give you a traveling tip. Understand, in the United States, marijuana is illegal federally. So if you're coming into America or leaving America, don't have marijuana on you. Don't have medical marijuana. Don't have gummies on you. Because it's illegal from the federal government standpoint, all right? But certain states, it's not. Just a little traveling tip for you. So yeah, I think it's kind of funny, you know, in today's world, we got all these people complaining about a jeans commercial. And here's what I think is funny is this, and I want to say this. If that commercial would have had some fat, ugly, woke person in it, nobody on the Republican side or the non-woke side would have said a thing about it. Nobody would have cared. If we didn't want to buy the jeans, we wouldn't buy the jeans. You know, I mean, it's like when Bud Light did their stunt with that weird person. We have a right to complain and not do it. And they have a right to complain about, hey, there's a beautiful woman selling American jeans, driving an American car, even though she's an American. All right, so there you go. That's hard meme says, yes. Now, we're in the central part of the United States. So we're real close to the great state of Texas. Marlon Brando, yeah, people tell me I look a little bit like Marlon, but here, and Brian Dennehy and our German friend, and the funny thing is I get about 10 to 20 different, hey, you look like this or that. But let me throw this out again, everybody. Remember, I don't look like them, they look like me. Just want to put that out there. I smoke so much weed, I don't know where I am. Well, that's why you got to make notes. I used to tell my grandmother who had dementia, write down things. I don't care what it is, you just write it down, and I'll figure out what you did or didn't do. So just make notes. How are you? Big A's in the house. Sorry I had trouble with your name. Alamgir. Doing fair, meme, you like that? Just make notes, man. But you got a fancy phone. If you need to dictate, hey, it's 2:45 p.m. and I'm gonna take 12 gummies. and I'm in my house at this address. And then when you wake up the next day or whenever you come around, you can play it back and go, oh yeah, this isn't my house because it's the wrong address. Might help you. What you said earlier, Brother David, I agree with 100%. Thank you. Pat, I agree with that. I appreciate you agreeing with me. Am I a singer or an artist? No. No. I actually tell people on the internet, if you don't want me to sing, you need to pay me. I'm a horrible singer, and I am not an artist. I wish I was. I wish I was artistic. I am not. That's just not me in any way, shape, or form. I wish I got a beautiful, what do they call those things, guys? What do they call those thingies? Those small guitars that I got given to me a few years ago. But I don't understand music enough to even start learning how to play it, but I'd really like to. So I'm a bullshit artist, me. Do I drink? I drink a little bit. I do. I'm kind of particular. I'm not a heavy drinker by any stretch. I was a big drinker when I was in high school. I looked like this in high school. I was, a big kid, big beard in high school. I had older brothers. We ran around to the clubs, did the bar fighting thing, did the tough man contest crap. Been there, done that. So now, if I drink, I like to have a good drink. I don't want cheap old Milwaukee or crap like that. I don't do that. I drink good quality stuff as I've gotten older. Sure, Dave's an artist. The ukulele. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Cricket's in the house. My good friend Cricket. Good to see you, bud. How are you? If you want, I'll make an artist out of you, David. Yes. Well, it'd be tough, man, because I know nothing, and that's where I'm struggling. I've looked some of this up online on YouTube, how to play the ukulele, but my problem is I don't know which side is up, because I don't know which side, because, I'm ambidextrous, and I fish, and, I can catch and throw, with both. So I pick up the ukulele, and I go, I don't know which way it goes. That's my biggest problem. I don't know which way's up. I don't. So, kind of sad, maybe moronic, but I don't know which way to play it. So, I know. Pretty pathetic, right? Oh. All right. Looks like things have calmed down. Most artists today know nothing about being an artist. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of look into it. I mean, I look at some of those things about like K-pop. All they're doing is looking for and even the, what do we call them in America? Boy bands. I saw some things about the boy bands where they're not really looking for artists. They're just looking for a group of guys that can kind of blend together and they can make something out of it, but they're not a bunch of young artists. And I think a lot of K-pop feels that way. K-pop just feels like they got a few guys together, colored their hair, painted makeup on them, and said, hey, you guys are going to be a band. Tomorrow is I'll probably be live tomorrow, yes. Tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know. What is today? Yeah, maybe. There's a good chance of it. Yeah, the producers and technology, right? And I think that's part of the problem. And I'm a music expert in any way, shape, and or form. But what I have seen to hear is the main way to get famous in music is to get a producer to take you on where they can take all of your money and control what you do. Being an independent artist, like that one guy, I saw a thing about the Sheridan kid. What's his name? Does somebody know his name? The Sheridan kid? How he didn't want to give up his being an artist in his mind, so he went on the internet and became an internet, and that's how he did his own way. Bret Michaels, I guess, did the same. The producers and the powers that be wanted him, and he wouldn't agree to sign over everything and let them have control, so he kept control of his own music. So I think it's hard to do that. I do. I'm not an expert in it, but from what I kind of read and see, It seems like that's a tough one. Not easy. It's not easy to be cheesy. By the way, why can't dinosaurs eat cheese? Nobody's answered that whole question all day long. We've had a lot of smart people on here. Why can't dinosaurs eat cheese? But Charles, it's good to have you. You're welcome to come back anytime. I hope you will. Sydney Sweeney, poor girl. She's just trying to make money. I don't know if it's what you call the old-fashioned way or not. Artists nowadays are lame. You think they're lame, no talented, no goods? I just don't think it's very, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like there's very many people that's authentic, I guess. Because the corporation wants to get them. And that runs it, I think. Freedom is in the house. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. I'm trying to find something on the internet here. How are you? Good to have you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, you get right. Our friend MJ, who's like a he does the computer artist, and he does the same. He can take anything and pretty much make art out of it, make music out of it using a computer program, which is kind of weird but cool. And I guess that's maybe why I like old movies, because people actually had to, you know, act. We're doing great. We're in America, by the way, where it is time and temperature check, 6 p.m. on July the 30th. Man, this year is flying by. It is 98 degrees. So we're doing good today. David Wilson. Am I related to Rudy Giuliani? I don't think so. No. Do I look like Rudy? I don't think, is he even alive? Is he still alive? Rudy Giuliani. There for a while, he was a bigwig in politics. But I think he's gotten really old now, to be honest. 22 degrees where you're at? Yeah, I haven't seen anything about Rudy Giuliani. I know people still hate him or love him, but I haven't seen a lot about him at all. Celsius degrees. Yeah, I figured that. So it's not too bad, though. Still not too bad for you. I don't have any friends except for Meme. You know, Meme is mean to me because he doesn't like me saying that I'm a poor old man. Is that what I say, Meme, that I'm a poor old man? So, Pat's in the house. Pat's a good guy. Does anybody have a YouTube channel that you want to tell us about? You got anything going on in your part of the world that I would like to know about, which I'm very curious, so probably so. What do you guys think about the earthquake? Why can't dinosaurs eat cheese? And what do you think about the Sydney Sweeney controversy today? That's for sure. Woohoo! Brumby Joe. Am is going to be pancake. You're going to have pancakes tonight? Nice. I like a pancake once in a while. I'm just not a huge doughy, bready person. But if it's a really good pancake and I'm in the right mood, you know, it's early in the, I don't know, it's kind of like, yeah, I like waffles. I'm a Belgian waffle person. If you said Belgian waffles with maybe some strawberry and whipped cream or blueberries, boy, I'm there. I can do Belgian waffles. James is in the house. James, I was talking about you earlier, buddy. Everybody say hello to James. James has a YouTube channel, by the way. Everybody say hello to James. I was talking about you earlier, James. Savis is in the house. Yes, that's me. I'm Stefan. You're right. Filipino Buy has a channel. So you guys all go and check out each other's channels. Check out James and Filipino Buy. Good morning to you, young lady. How are you? James, I was telling everybody that you told me about these popcorns, these skinny popcorns. And so I've been buying and eating these. James is saying hello. Hi, Pat from the Buy, Miss Buy Lady. How are things going in the Philippines, young lady? Is it raining, hot? What's going on? Because I know, is your part of the Philippines dry compared to like Cebu and Manila have been? So everybody's saying hello. Remember the thumbs up. We appreciate that. So those are our three topics today. The earthquake, tsunamis, why can't dinosaurs eat cheese, and what do we think about the Sydney Sweeney thing? And if anybody would like to have some popcorn. It's hot in your hometown? All right. Bye says hi to me. Where are you at, Pedro? What part of the world? Don't give me your address. We are truly in the hot part of the summer, and we all know that. We know in my part of the world, the next 2-3 weeks are going to be pretty hot. You're in the Middle East. Nice. Thank you for coming in from all the way from the Middle East. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that, man. What do you think of America? Do you have any opinions about America? Would you want to move to America? Do you think American food is bad or good? Meme is asking, Bye, are you hot today? Oh, Meme, you flirter. You flirter. You flirter. Miss Bye says, yes, I am hot. And by the way, you know, but yeah, so it's hot here, but it's going to be all right. It's weather. Weather. Nothing we can do about that. How about you, Pat? Is it hot where you're at? So does anybody know why dinosaurs can't eat cheese? Anybody worried about the earthquake in Russia? Let's eat. What are you going to eat this morning? I know it's morning time for you. You're getting up early. What are you going to eat? I made my wife fish today for her lunch. Meme says, because they never existed? No, that's not the answer. Pedro, I love America, man. I think it's an amazing country. If you could, I would move there. All right. Let me, because I like this topic. Why do you think America is amazing? What is it that's the big draw? I know, for instance, coming from the Philippines, a lot of Filipinos, kind of think America, the streets are paved with gold and everything is so great here. I didn't know if there's something particular like the job market, the food, getting to meet me is like a great draw that you would want to come to America for. We had I fried her up tilapia. You're having small fish with rice. She had tilapia and rice. Dinosaurs are a scam. Hello, Pat from James. America was never amazing. Amazing America. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. I drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Germany is amazing. I think Germany is amazing. I think there's so many countries when I win the lottery or Meme finally gives me my money that I'm going to travel to. So there are so many amazing countries. And I think, I can't think of one, I don't know. I mean, I really can't think of anywhere that doesn't have something that is amazing about them. I really can't. Even North Korea. There has to be stuff inside of North Korea that'd be really cool to see, right? Oh, Mary is saying, sugar britches. So you must be an old Southern lady, sitting on the couch smoking Virginia stripes or whatever those are called. I think America, in comparison to my country, it's way better in terms of freedom, job market, etc. Okay. So I would agree. I got friends from India and I got friends from Pakistan, and I have a lot of respect for everybody. What I'll say is there is a lot of opportunity in America. But you got to work your butt off in America too. It's not easy living here. Taxes are high, a lot of stress. But yes, we have a lot of freedoms, but we also pay a lot of money for those freedoms. So think about that. But I agree with you that there is a lot more freedoms here, but America's not free. Tom is in the house saying hello, good to see you. You're in Iran, okay, nice. 1710, hello. Everybody say hello to each other, by the way. Germany has more castles, American McDonald's. Think about it. Well, I don't have to tell you. We have more McDonald's than you do, so there you go. I think Iran probably has some very interesting. You know, Iran is the birthplace of civilization. I mean, is it Iran or Iraq, which is the oldest country? I can't remember. I always get the two wrong. It's either Iran or Iraq that is known as the oldest country. It's Iran. Okay. I knew it was one of the two. 1710, no, we're currently in America. We've lived in the Philippines. My wife's from the Philippines, but we're currently in the United States. So where are you from? Are you in the Philippines? Bai is in the Philippines. If you want to know young Miss Bai, her channel's further up. You can subscribe to her. And James is in here. He has a channel. So yeah, but I think every country has really interesting things. A lot of it we probably don't know about because we're not experienced it. And America, and I will say, America's a great place. There's no question. But it has its challenges. So what I try to tell people that really want to immigrate to America, think about it. Think about it. Study it. Talk to people like me who won't lie to you. Yes, I have a saggy neck. You know why? Because I lost a bunch of weight. So yes, I do. And thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate that. But you are correct. I've gotten old. I used to be gigantic and big and lift 450 pounds, but now I'm just old. Yeah, where civilization was born, but nowadays it's where it sucks, yes. I can relate and understand to that. Anytime, Bai, we're happy to help you grow your channel. You know that. David, you want to know Kermit? I'm not for, I don't understand your German. Wanna commit in a Deutschland. I don't know what you're saying, my friend. You should know that. Is it where civilization is born, but nowadays it sucks? Well, and that's what I mean. What I will tell people, especially the ones that I know a lot from the Philippines, and I'm going to give some examples. Maybe I'll learn German one of these days. I don't know. I can barely speak English. I can barely learn how to tie my shoes. What I'll say is this. Sometimes, not all the time, it is better to carve out your niche in your own country than trying to move to another country. Does my wife use you for money? No, my wife has a job. She makes more money than I do. So she's my sugar mama. So no, she doesn't at all. And when we were dating in the Philippines years ago, she never asked me for money. We never, not once did she ask me for a thing. But what I'll tell you is, it is better to be a school teacher in the Philippines and make $300 to $400 a month than it is to do Walmart checkout or any of these other crappy jobs that you're going to get in America, being a nursing assistant, cleaning old people's butts. You'll have a better life by working out a niche in the Philippines as a professional than you would here. Because your professional degrees, now teaching and nursing is different, but if you're a police officer there, it's not apples to apples. It's not apples to apples. It's not going to happen. So sometimes it's better to make as much money you can in your own country, build your own little world, and be happy. Yeah, Meme is from Germany. He is single, by the way. I am not afraid to try. Dennis is in the house. I'm by, oh my God, arm candy is is still trying to steal subs. Dennis is saying, oh my God, HTRN, I think that's what he's called his channel now, Arm Candy, which is Miss Bai, is trying to steal subs. That's funny. Bai is her name. Money is her game. Bai says, hello, Denise, how are ya? See, we got another one who's just stupid in there. There you go. We just take you out of the equation and you're good. How are you, Dennis? I have a little German in me. I'm American. I know we have German ancestors. I know I do. Meme doesn't want me to be part of the German family, though. I've asked Meme, can I come and be part of the German family? And he's like, no. You no come here. Maybe that's my Asian voice. But family roots is right. But I really believe that, and I'm not, and I don't know your situation in Iran, and I would encourage everybody to come to America legally. Legally is the key, legally. So, but sometimes it's just better to make a home in your own, and be happy, because America can be very brutal. What we have to lose when we try to speak another language? Nothing. I'm just not any good at it. I'm just not any good. And look, I would have to learn German, right? I'm supposed to learn Spanish. I'm supposed to learn Tagalog, Visayan, and like 7 or 8 other languages people think I ought to be able to speak. Arabic, and I can barely speak English. Mother Hubbard with her 6 kids. Good when you and HE are getting, when are you guys getting married? Dennis is asking Miss Bai. Hey, Dennis, brother from Pat. So, hey, I was going to ask you a question, but I forgot. Soon when I am ready. Does he got his airline ticket to come to the Philippines yet, young Miss Bai? Hey, Pat and all, Dennis saying hello to everybody. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. And since Meme is here, let me make sure I say one more time that I'm a poor old guy, Just want to get that out there, Meme, that yes, I'm a poor old guy. And I'm e-begging Meme for a $5 million house for my wife. Just want to get that out there. Jeremy's in the house. Hey, brother. This is interesting. My wife and I are retiring soon. We're thinking about buying in the PA, the Philippines, a vacation home a few months out of the year. All right, well, we want tropical, not Manila. I got you. Well, so I'm assuming your wife is from the Philippines, right? I'm assuming that. I agree. I agree with what Dennis is going to say. It's a really big question. My wife is from Cebu City, and we have land and stuff outside of the city in Bogo, up by the beach area. So we wouldn't live in the inner cities either. It's too hard, it's too difficult. So, and it costs a lot of money. But I think Dennis is correct that it might be the smarter thing to rent, at least for the first 2 or 3 years that you're flip-flopping back and forth, book a place, rent it, and then kind of scope out the area. So don't buy anything before you get there. How are you, Dennis? When are you ready to settle down? My native language is German, second is Italian. See, third is English. I do my best, I know. Where in the Philippines are you? I've been to Agalong. That's where the whales are. My wife is from Cebu. We're currently in the United States. Meme can tell you herself where she is. I always let them do that. Born and raised in California, and you're going to pick the Philippines? All right. I would definitely rent. I would go for a 3-month vacation and figure out if the Philippines is right for you. And I appreciate you, man. And let me see if I can drop here, because we give a lot of advice to people about the Philippines. We have a Facebook. We have an email address on my YouTube channel, but we also have Facebook. Now, my wife's the boss of Facebook, but if you ever want to message the Philippine American couple on Facebook, you can message us, and we can talk more in depth and give you a whole lot of great advice. I'm going to drop the link to that Facebook thing. Hang on, let me do this for everybody. So if you guys want to connect with us through Facebook, you can, all right? But yes, I would definitely rent. Let's see. Born and raised, no, Mr. No one. Cebu, yes, Cebu. The island of Cebu, Cebu City. They own land, okay, in Durkay. My next life, Dennis is saying, and her family owns many properties around. Okay, all right. So the Manila, I know the Philippines is right for me. Good. What part of the Philippines you in, and why is it right for you? Tell me that. I want to know why you think it's right for me. We've lived in the Philippines, and it didn't go well for us the first time we did it. I hope I can witness in your next life. Oh, I know. Don't get your hopes up. Bye. There's not going to be a ring on that finger. Let me tell you. Facebook kicks me out. Uh-oh. Wives always have the bosses, are always the bosses. Yes. Thanks for the link. Anytime. We can smoke. It's legal here. Okay, I like weather and beaches. That's great. Well, the Philippines is full of weather and beaches. I mean, now, we love the Philippines. And I think you got to be honest with yourself about the Philippines. Don't be delusional. Here's what I'm going to say. The people are great. The environment is nasty. There's places where they have great, stunning, beautiful, as long as you look this way. If you turn this way, you're going to see diapers and garbage and trash. You turn this way, you're going to see the same thing. So you look out towards the ocean on a beautiful beach, it's great. But you got to understand, with all of that good that is there, there's a lot of bad. Corruption. Understand that. Also, as a foreigner, you have no rights, no say in anything, and you usually got to leave it up to your woman to handle things. So I'm not saying it's a bad place. I'm saying it's a great place. But you need to understand what the Philippines really is before you decide to live there. Smoke weed is illegal in the Philippines. That's right. You can't smoke weed in the Philippines at all, or any other drugs. Please wait a second. Meme. It's a dirty place. It's a developing country. There is a lot of money there, and there are some nice areas, without question. What's the city of Manila that's really clean with all the buildings? I can't remember the name of that area. I have squishy brain, and I can't remember a lot of things because of that. Dennis, I know you know what I'm talking about. The nice place what's the name of the nice area there outside of Manila or in Manila that everybody likes? It's really clean, has a lot of condos and businesses and hotels. So there's some nice places. Cebu City is not a horrible place. It's just a dirty place. It's a noisy place. Makati. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. So that's a nice area, but you got to have money there. So depending on how much money you got, how much money you're willing to spend and what you're willing to put up with. Good morning from the Craigsters in the house. You guys all subscribe to Craig if you would. So if you can put up with chickens and noise and people at 5 a.m. going, "Ayo! Ayo!" Then, it might be okay. But you're going to it's a different living environment. And I agree with Dennis and Craig, who's married to a Filipina, and Pat and everybody else. You better go visit and hang out before you decide to do a big move. You don't want to buy, you can't buy as a foreigner anyway. Only a Philippine citizen and their spouse can own property. And that's why my wife is a dual citizen. My wife's a dual citizen. Craig says, good morning to me in the chat. Thank you, Craig. How are you doing, Craig? What's going on? And jeepneys and scooters and traffic and noise and bumper to bumper. And, and you also got to realize, where's Dennis? Dennis, tell him about this. What is this? This is the most important thing in the Philippines, right? If you're a foreigner. CEO, can I get a happy birthday? I love Filipinos. They are nice. Yes, happy birthday. Congratulations. How old are you? Are you single and looking for Filipinas? Are you, old and looking? What are you looking for? I know a young lady and I know an older lady. And Miss Bai is from the Philippines, by the way. Bai lives in the province. I don't like the city too crowded. I agree. Wallet hunting Filipino ladies. That's right. This is what's most important in the Philippines as a foreigner. Wallet goes in your front pocket. It does. But the key is whether you can say no budget. Remember, I taught those two words. Two most important words for foreigners to know about going to the Philippines. No budget. I get old. Money, yes. So, Bai, we're not picking on the Philippines too much. What do you think? No money, no honey. That's right. See, Bai agrees. Money is important. And as a foreigner, you're looked upon as a financial anchor. So you got to be ready for that. And that's a little shocking sometimes when you think all people care about is what's in here. So you got to understand that not everybody's like that in the Philippines. I'm not saying that. My wife's not like that. And a couple of her friends aren't like that. But people in the periphery, family members, are definitely like that. They want to know what's in here, and they think what's in here is theirs. But it's not. It's mine, right? So there's a big collective difference that you got to understand about the Philippines, that you got to understand some things that are very important. Cold today, kids to school, feed, raise fish, waiting for the temperature to rise. Nice. You got to do the oil changing. Later, another day in paradise. Woohoo! Pat says true. Not everybody is like that. That's correct. My wife's not like that. My wife's great with money. She never asked me for a dime when we were dating, but it didn't stop people that we know from doing it. It didn't stop family members from going, oh, you got a foreigner boyfriend or a husband, now give me money. I want his money. Like, well, my money's not your money. I didn't marry you. I don't care how many kids you had. That's not my business. So there's a difference. Depending on your prerogative. If you're okay being a communal giver, then, you do well in the Philippines until you run out. Once you run out of stuff to give them, then they don't want anything to do with you. Yeah, I don't think Bai is like that. Just to clarify, I don't think Bai is greedy like that. I have no money. I'm a poor old German music producer. There you go, joining the poor old man group. It's not your right, brother. Yeah, it's not. Pat, Bai, do you like my money? Oh, God. I like your money. Share it with me, meme. Pat's agreeing. Meme, so sorry. So, did I miss anybody? Oh, sorry. Peter says, what's your honest opinion about my country? I didn't mean to pass you, Pedram. I really want to know what people think about Iran. All right, I'll tell you my honest opinion, because I'm very happy to do that about any subject. I'm going to have to say I'm a little bit ignorant on the subject first. In America, I think a lot of people merge Iran and Iraq together. So I think if you're just looking for a general, it's a negative vibe from America. I think Americans do not think highly of it. They don't think, because they remember what happened with a lot of us old people remember what happened with the hostages. We know what has happened in Iraq, and all of that kind of gets blurred together, and we don't see you as a safe place or a place that we would want to travel. Do I think if you're in America and you announce, hey, I'm an Iranian, will people give you shit? Yes. I think some people would not like that. They wouldn't appreciate you. And so I would keep that to myself. It doesn't bother me, but a lot of communities and places, they're ignorant and they make assumptions. And Americans are really bad about this. So our assumption is everybody that comes from, quote, quote, a bad country are bad people. And we know that's not true, but that's what we do. But to be honest, about your country itself, I don't have a mass amount of knowledge. I would like to learn more. I have no problem with any of the religions coming out of the Middle East at all. Let me get caught up here. What's going on here? Bye. Let's see. Meme is gonna get me that beach house. I'm trying to raise money so I can buy my wife a house. You know, that's all I want. I just want to be able to provide my wife with a house. Meme, save your money for your future. He needs one for all that smoking he does. He needs to keep his money so that when he, runs out. Pedram says, I know. All right, so I hope that helps. And if you have another question, man, just ask. Bye, do you ever visit Germany? I don't think she's done, never been. You want? Yes. You have been in the Philippines, Meme? Oh, that's a good question, Bye. Has he ever been there? Maybe in the future, Pedram. You know, it's so sad for me to see how my country went from a great ally of America to, yes, I agree. And one thing Americans don't like is dictatorships. We don't like that word. That's a gigantic, bad, red flag word for us. I was most time in Manila. All right. If you read the Quran, maybe you would have a problem with the religion, David. Maybe, but my point is, Craig, I don't care what people believe. It's not my business, Craig. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold it against them because every religion, every belief system can be manipulated and misinterpreted for bad and good, but usually it's for greed. So I'm okay with people believing and practicing what they want to believe. I don't care what it is. I don't even care about, the Haley Commons cult that we have in America, that they believe Haley Common is coming back to get them. Whatever. If that works for you, it works for you. But I understand what you mean, Craig. But yeah, I don't want to read it, to be honest. I don't want to read it. I just don't have any desire to read it then. So, Craig, can I ask, what would change my mind? Can I ask that? Because now I'm curious. And maybe I'll read it. Maybe I'll find an English. But then again, if it's translated into English, it's probably interpreted incorrectly. That's why I think people got to be careful about, the Christian Bible. It's been rewritten and influenced by so many people over the years. Who knows what the truth is? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But what is it that would change my mind? Would I like them more or would I like them less? I guess is the question. I would have a problem with their religion. Now, you're probably right. I would have a problem with maybe how strict and how unfair, from my perspective, their religion is. You're correct, Craig. I think I know where you're going with this now, because I'm starting to remember. You're right. I wouldn't like a lot of what they do at all, but I don't want to stop them from doing it because it's not my job, not my business. And if you want to be a part of that culture, then that's what you got to go by. It's kind of like the American kid who went to the Philippines, remember, and went down to Mindanao, married a little Muslim girl, but didn't want to convert to being Muslim, living in a Muslim community. And now we can't find them? Well, it's kind of that. The newer generation has changed the Bibles over the years. Yes. Do you ever wear in Germany meme? Been there once, very traffic, didn't like it? No. Why not? Why not? She lives in Mindanao. She can't go to Germany. Does Germany have open visas? In America, to get to America from the Philippines, you can come either as a nurse, the best way to come, a teacher for 3 years, or you can come over as a spouse or a fiance, and or you can come as a tourist. But if you come as a tourist, you got to show how much money you have in the Philippines to meet a certain criteria, along with land ownership. You got to prove that you have no reason to stay in America from the Philippines and many other countries to come here. I don't know how it is with Germany. I don't know. You about the religion, as you know, they changed the name of Iran to Islamic Republic of Iran. And most people right now, because the regime is hated so much. I was seeing some of that they have changed the name, and there's a lot of discourse going on with the civilian population. They're not happy with the way Iran is being ran. And at some point in time, there may be a revolution there. And they go back to a different form of government, a different way of leadership. And I would agree with you. I wouldn't want to live there, to be honest. I wouldn't want to be a part of the religion, but I just respect the fact that people can have a right to that religion. Now, I don't like it when people are forced to be in a religion or a belief system. I don't like that. I believe in free will and free choice. And I know Craig is probably thinking, well, a lot of these religions don't give you the free choice. And I understand that too, Craig. If you come to Germany, you have to bring nothing. Too expensive, too expensive. Yeah. Well, in America, if you're coming out as a tourist from certain countries, not all countries at all, but a lot of third world countries, you got to prove that you're not going to stay here. You got to have a proof that you have a reason to go back to your home country. Now, if you're coming from Germany, England, and all those others, we have, I can't remember the name of the visa agreement right now. It's like Z something or something. I can't remember the name of it. But we have it set up to where we can go back and forth pretty easily. But coming from a third world country is not as easy, any third world country. Which I understand why governments do that. But I do wish, since we're partial to the Philippines, that they would make it a little bit easier for people from the Philippines, like for families. I wish it would be easier. Now, we don't want to bring her family over, but if we did, I wish they'd make it easier for us to be able to bring my wife's family to America. I wish that was easier, and it's not. It's a very long, drawn-out process. Shirley's in the house. Hello, everybody say hello to Shirley. Good to see you. How are you today? Thank you for coming in. But yeah, I would like that. I would like it if, from whatever country you're from, if you're here legally, that you could bring, and you're going to be a U.S., like my wife's a U.S. citizen now. She's a dual citizen. I think she should be able, whether she's from Thailand, the Philippines, Russia, anywhere, I don't give a crap. She should be able to bring her family over easier. Maybe not second, third tier, but definitely first tier family, which would be mom, dad, brother, sister. We were civilized until the Islamic invaded us, and I'm okay with every religion until they not get involved in politics. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. They need to separate. My business, they can have their religion for themselves, and they should not. I agree. And that's one of the problems that we do have with, and I call them bad religion. And a lot of religions are bad. I mean, we have a lot of, look, we have Baptist churches that are horrible in America because all they're really after is your dollar. And what I don't like is when they downgrade other religions to make themselves look better to try to attract, more followers. Now, in your situation, it may be the fact that if you don't believe what we believe, we're going to cut your head off. And that's really, really, really bad. And I would hope that the world wouldn't put up with that. When you come to Germany, Europe, you have 2 months as a tourist without a green card or entering else. Okay. I thought there was some kind of, maybe it's just like a travel pass or something meme I did. Because we're going to be in Europe next year. My wife is dedicated. We've canceled all fun for this year, and we're moving it to next year. So we're not going to have any fun for the rest of the year. And we're going to try to go on a trip next year in Europe, whether we haven't decided if it's the Mediterranean or up around your part of the world. We don't know yet, but we're working on that. That's what has been happening for 1,400 years. Convert or die. And see, and I agree with you, Craig, that's absolutely wrong. And I can't, I know it's kind of a weird thing, Craig, and we do wrestle with this. It's like, I can't say that's okay at all in any way, shape, or form. But then another side of me is I think people have a right to believe that. It's kind of weird, right? Am I crazy? But it's kind of like, that's absolutely wrong. Convert or die. But people have the right to believe that. I know I'm kind of weird, right? Maybe I'm bipolar or something. What do you want to call that? Confused? On the fence? Not willing to take a stand? I don't know. I just wouldn't want any, I guess it's kind of like this. I don't believe in convert or die, but if I did, I wouldn't want you to tell me it was wrong. You know what I mean? I guess I'm one of these people that I don't like authority figures. I don't like people telling me, we've decided to ban all hats with black stripes on it. Oh, yeah? Huh. Well, I'm going to go buy every black hat with a stripe on it and shove it in your face. So I have a bad personality, I guess, Craig, when it comes to kind of that. I don't want anybody telling me how to do what I want to do, so I don't want others doing the same. Maybe I'm crazy. Philip and bye, everybody. Take care. I will be doing some household chores. Good. Take care, bye. Good to see you. Thank you. I hope Henry makes it over. Pat says, now I know the stories of the Baptists and the Pentecost people, how churches are broken off. Yes. I smoke a joint right now because it's legal. Well, you're good. You need to. It'll help you take a chill. It'll help you relax. All right? So that's kind of where I'm kind of weird on some of that. And I get it. But I don't like organized religion as a whole, I think is a scam. I think a lot of it's a business scam. 634, Muhammad created and asked a Muslim who is their ancestor, Jews or Christians, won't accept the truth. Well, and I agree with that. And here's the thing. And this is what drives me crazy about religious people. They can never accept that they may not be right, that there may be an alternative out there. There may be another version, another understanding, another way. And I got family members like that. I got a sister who has her religion shoved so far up her ass that it's unbelievable. I mean, it's her weird or her religious belief or nothing. I mean, you either believe the way her preacher says it or you are going to hell and you are wrong. One way or the other. That's it. There is no other alternative. And I guess I just don't follow that logic. They aren't related. Pedram says, they're not related, Craig. Also, the Methodists and Catholics broke off, stories about those. Yeah, well, and that's what I mean. It's all just a pissing contest, right? It was a pissing contest. And religion, organized religion, is all about the money. I'm sorry for all of you deeply religious people out there. But if money wasn't involved, they wouldn't do it. Why else are they building multi-million-dollar churches? It's all about the money. It just is. And this is local. Now, I'm not talking about the crazy people on TV running their mouths, and doing a mega church. Those people are definitely in it for the money. But I'm not even local people. There's a payoff to it. And you can't tell me, because I'm a human, at least Craig, I know there's a question whether I'm a human or not. You know what I mean? I get that question. But let's just pretend that I'm human. Humans are infallible. They're a mess, right? So they screw up, but they also lie, cheat, and steal. We also manipulate to benefit us. So if I believe that hats are godly, and if I start my own church, or if I become a Baptist minister, Methodist minister, Pentecostal minister, and this is something that I really believe, what I'm going to do over time is I'm going to work that into what I'm teaching at that church. And how do I know this? Because I've seen it, done it, been it. Because when I was teaching college, I saw this firsthand, because this is when you lecture as a college professor, that's what you do. You're not covering the whole picture. You're putting your slant on any topic that you talk about. Your own opinion comes through it. Your personal preferences. Look, I gotta admit, if I had a close relationship with OSHA, I would make sure, which I did, that I would do what OSHA really wanted to emphasize, not the corporations wanted. And so if I had a closer, you know what I mean? So look, if I believe hats make me more godly, while I'm up there preaching, I'm going to slowly introduce this. And before you know it, you're going to be putting, money in my coffer so I can buy more hats. Because it's going to make me closer to God. And when that makes me closer to God, I can bring all of you up closer to God. I said one of the biggest problems of my religion is that they get involved in things that they shouldn't, not related. Like the Palestine stuff, they don't care about our nation. I agree with that. Craig says, 46,000 Muslim attacks since 2001, more serious than the West realizes. And I agree with that, Craig. I don't think the West realizes how certain, not all Muslims, I don't want to say every Muslim, but how there's a lot of people in the Muslim faith are taking their marching orders from a corrupt leadership, the way they're interpreting their beliefs, right? The spin they want that allows them to be into power and to control power. Because look, he wouldn't be preaching it, right, if it didn't keep him in office or keep him holy, right? Because if I started talking about stuff that went against things, they're going to get rid of me. I'm going to be voted out. I'm going to be ran off. I'm going to be murdered, right? So that's what you do, and that's the way it is. So I don't think, and Craig, and what drives me crazy as a logical-minded person, nobody should be killing for any religion, any religion. So I understand why they're doing it. I think I have a decent understanding of why those factions are doing what they're doing, or I understand why they think they're doing it, for the most part. But on a bigger picture, I don't understand why they're doing it, because why don't we just let everybody else be happy? Why don't we we don't need to destroy everybody else in the world. There's room for everybody. But most religious leaders don't believe that. Like I just told you, my sister in her Baptist thing in southern Texas, they're not going to go kill people, but they're going to shun you if you don't believe what they believe. Because they're the only one that's right. And it's crazy. I think people are lost on the concept that one of the basic concepts of religion is what? Does anybody tell me? Be kind to one another, right? Do good deeds. Well, killing people is not a good deed. Shunning people or telling them how wrong they are, trying to bully them into believing what you believe or you're going to go to hell, that's not a kind thing to do. So, I don't get it. I'm not an expert in it, but it is. So the big question was, and is, Craig, everybody, why don't dinosaurs eat cheese? 2, what do you think about Sydney Sweeney? I know Dennis likes her. What faith was your family raised in, brother? Well, Methodist and Baptist. Methodist and Baptist, both. You need to read it? I'll try to read it. I'll try to go online and try to read it, Craig. I will. But so Craig, if I read it, do you think I would wind up hating them after reading it? Don't know her. You don't know who she is? Red Rums in the house, Sydney Sweeney? Woo, you need to Google her. She's getting hate by the woke because she did a Blue Jeans commercial for, what is it, American Outfitters, I think, or something like that. But the woke people are mad because this good-looking blonde chick with big boobs is selling blue jeans. They're calling it racist and anti-racist and supremacist, and because she's white. Understand it at a deeper level. Red Rum says hello. Everybody says hello to Red Rum. I'll try, Craig. I will. You know, I'm not opposed to reading. Go woke, go broke. Well, and what I was telling everybody today, and she's been in a lot of movies, Dennis. I'm surprised you don't know her. She's definitely your type. You want me to show you a picture, Dennis? I can pull her up again. So, so she's done some blue jean commercials, and the pun is, I have great genes. And she's a good-looking girl, meaning genetics. And then she puts on her jeans, blue jeans. And what's her name again? Sorry, I forgot what her name was. So what I noticed today was the woke people that are bitching, and it's getting smaller and smaller. And the good news is the company that's doing the commercial, they're loving this because their commercial is getting American Eagle. That's what the name of the company is. So here's one of the ads. Here's one of the ads. Sorry. So this is Sydney Sweeney. She's a movie star. And this is the ad that she's doing for jeans, you know. So there's a bunch of pictures of her. See, you know, the ads. So they're kind of seductive, right? So you got woke people going, oh my God, American, whatever they call it, Eagle? Yeah, American Eagle is racist. They're white supremacists now because they got a white chick who looks good saying, I have good genes. They're trying to spin it and saying, oh, then she's indicating that everybody else who doesn't look like her don't have good genes. But here's the thing, and I said this earlier, all of those people that are bitching and complaining on the internet about her are fat, ugly people. I'm fat, I'm ugly, old, so I can say that. All those people bitching and complaining about the stupid commercials are fat, ugly people. Just keep that in mind. Hello. I think companies are taking advantage of her body because she is beautiful, but they're taking advantage. Well, I'm going to disagree with you, Pedram, and I'm going to tell you why. Craig says, same here, Muslim leaders release texts and comments, religious freedoms, no consequences. Christian does the same, and it's racism. Australia is crumbling before your eyes. Same with America. Same thing. Pedram, I'm going to tell you why they're not taking advantage of her. Because she has the freedom to say no. So she made the decision. In America, she made the decisions to make the commercials. And if you saw her body of work, she's done a lot more things that are a little bit more racy than this. So she's obviously okay. And this isn't very racy, to be honest. She is beautiful, you know, and all of that. But just like every other beautiful woman, whether they're black, white, purple, or green, when they do TV commercial or ads, nobody's forcing them to do that. They're just not. So I have to disagree with you on that one. So, yeah, I don't like the fact that Craig, and I'm really big on this, is I think religious organizations get away with too much. I think they ought to be taxed. I don't know about Australia. Are your religious organizations taxed in Australia? They're not in America, and they should be. The income should be taxed. The revenue should be taxed. Everything should be taxed. They should be held to the same standard as other businesses. Politicians shouldn't, there absolutely should be a separation of church and state. They get away with everything and take from the poor. They do. I'm just not a big fan. The rich churches. And look, And now you got to ask the question this. Let's go a little bit deeper. You know how we talk about with expats wanting to go to a foreign country and hook up with women. Now we know, so here's the question. Those men know what they're going to do. The women are, so can you be taken advantage of? If I go to the Philippines and looking for women, can I really be taken advantage of? Because we all know that's what happens. So when those girls hustle us at the bar because we're too stupid to go do whatever, are we really being hustled because a girl hustled us in the Philippines? Because we know that's kind of what happens. Same thing with religion. Religions are the same way. The people that are going to that church know what they're going to be required to do. And the church takes advantage of that. So the men know what's going to happen in the Philippines, and the women take advantage of it. Isn't it the same thing, or is it not the same thing? Right? That's a good perspective. I didn't think about it in that way. See, that's why we have open dialogue, and we like open dialogue. And I'm not right all the time. Just ask Dennis and Craig and Pat and Meme. I'm not right very often, but that's just kind of how I think about it. It's her choice. Look, if they wanted to pay me $10, because I was going to say a bunch of money, to take my shirt off and do a blue jean commercial in front of a really cool Mustang, shit, I would do it tomorrow. I was going to say a whole lot of money, then I realized I would do it for $10. So, because I'm cheap. But, so it's, and the ads really aren't, from American standards, American standards, the ads really not that racy. We have more than that on the freaking local news. That's not a racy ad at all. I'm not afraid of Benny Hinn or a Kenneth Copeland or other preachers. A fan, not afraid, a fan. Yeah, I don't watch any of them, and I wouldn't watch any of them, and I wouldn't give them any money. That's Christoph is back. Good to see you. Hey, thank you for the thumbs up. Everybody say hello to Christoph. Because here's the biggest turnoff to me about one of the biggest, is nowadays they don't want you to give them cash. They want you to give them a deposit slip so they can link your bank account to their church. And then they can just take their 10% out every week. That's what they want. They want an automatic payment to their church. And I get it. It allows them to help budget. But we're not doing that. We're not giving access to my bank accounts to any religious organization. Period. But that's what they want. Not a fan of Paul and Jan. See, I don't know who they are, Pat. I'm not familiar with the crazy shit from pastors and preachers. It is. I don't know how you can stand up there and say, I'm a man of God when you're talking shit about other people. I don't know how it is. I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you can do that. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm confused. I just don't know how you can do that. But that's okay if people want to do that. It is to me. But I don't know. But the question is nobody's given me an answer tonight. We've talked about the Sydney Sweeney thing. Why can't dinosaurs eat cheese? Sometimes you what, Pat? And so, yeah, I think religion is good because it gives people hope. Sometimes it's false hope. But I've especially recognized doing this YouTube channel that there's a lot of guys out there, and I know several, who believe they're in a relationship with a Filipina that they've never met. But they believe wholeheartedly, with all of their heart, that they're in a relationship with some chick 7,000 miles away that they've never met, that they only FaceTime once in a while, email or text back and forth with. But they believe it, and they want to believe it because it gives them hope that someday somebody might actually want to be with them. So that's what that is. And I've thought long and hard about this, about bursting their bubble or letting them live in their fantasy. And I have. And I've talked to people and said, well, what do we do? Do we burst the bubble? Or do we let them live in the fantasy? Because the fantasy really doesn't hurt anything. Even if they're sending money to the Philippines, well, they're stupid enough to do it. They're stupid enough to do it. If they want to pay to have an imaginary girlfriend, then who are we to say that that's wrong? Sometimes we get confused. We all do. We do. Tyler's in the house. Hello. Hey, Tyler. Good to see you. Christoph, when necessary, hope overrides truth. Yes, which is fine as long as you don't hurt others. I agree. And that's kind of what we're talking about, why we were having some of the earlier stuff. So I agree. So I think religion has its place. I do. I'm not opposed to it at all. At all. Period. I think you got to understand what it is, though. When you go to church, you got to understand what church is. Church is not about your belief in your God. It's not about your ability to worship your God, to have faith in your God. It's not. It's a social gathering where you pay money. You give them money so you can go and feel good for an hour and 15 minutes. That's what church is. It's entertainment. It's feel-good entertainment. That's why they do music to lift your spirits and to make you feel good. And that's what you're paying for. Because if you believe church is the only place where you can connect with your God, then you got a real problem. True, right on, Brother David. Yes, thank you. So, but anyway, why can't dinosaurs eat cheese? Damn, people, come on. No. I have a church. I will drop the cash link. Excelente. Excelente. Do it, buddy. Do it. Is my name on the Cash App link, by the way? So we can divert funds. Yeah. Look. People are the problem. Religion's not the problem. People's the problem. Why would you trust? And that's what blows my mind. These people that blindly trust worship leaders, preachers, with money and with control over their lives. I'm never going to give control over to my life to anybody that except for, I guess, my wife. And I have an OnlyFans page. Nice. Are you doing feet pictures? Maybe, we could sell, I can take my shirt off, Dinosaurs, well, that's close. Dinosaurs can't eat cheese because they went extinct. That's correct. The joke is, dinosaurs can't eat cheese because they're all dead. They're not alive to eat cheese. You got it, buddy. They're all dead. Dinosaurs are dead. Unless you think alligators are dinosaurs. And then that throws a monkey wrench into our whole theory there. And I promise you, a gator would eat some cheese now. A gator wouldn't have any problems eating cheese. Gators will eat anything. And a lot of people think gators are dinosaurs. So are the woke dead or full of cheese? The woke is dying. They really are, which is a good thing. And I've told everybody this. I personally believe that in 20 years, there's going to be a lot of these young people. A lot of these young people are going to wake up, look back, and go, holy shit. What did I say and do when I was 20 years old, part of the woke movement? Look what I did to my body. Look what I did for so many years where I had no job and I just ran around and took advantage of things. I got a feeling a lot of these people are going to reflect back on their lives and go, that was not a good look upon me. That was not a good thing that I did. The woke are, so are the woke dead. They're dead. Yeah, I agree. They're dying. I like gators over crocodiles. Crocs are super territorial. They are. I like the crocs just because they got a pointier nose. They're going to say where they did. That's kind of my point. A lot of them are going to go, holy shit, I had my penis cut off. What about now? They are. These people that are doing all of this big movement, when they're 50 years old, they're going to be looking back, man, I screwed the pooch. I have no kids. I have no income. I got a hold of a bunch of idiots like myself, and we all talked ourselves into being transgender when we're not. But hey, it was cool to be a part of a gang. So Dennis, I agree with you. Tim's in the house. Good evening, Tim. Everybody say hello to Tim. How are you, buddy? How's your morning in the Philippines? And I really believe that, Dennis. I think a lot of these woke people are going to wake up and go, especially when they got to get a job and they got to go to work. And they go in and try to get a job and they can't get a job because people are going to pull up social media and see what they did, and companies are going to go, oh shit, I don't want that person working for me, because if they don't like something that happens in my office, they're going to raise every living hell in my office. They're going to be a problem for me. So, and I know I've heard CEOs talk about that they are definitely concerned about hiring woke people into the corporate environment, because if they don't like something, they're going to raise hell about it and then try to sue you for it. So, but that's what I think. So I got a feeling, I'm with you, that they're going to wake up down the road and go, holy crap, not only am I missing a penis, but I have no income, or why did I give myself boobs? Or why did I, do all these things I did? Dinosaurs don't eat cheese because they don't have any saltine crackers. There you go, Tim. I like that one. Oh, guess what I did? I'm going to have to show you, but I did something today. Yeah, they don't have any saltine crackers. Plus, they're dead. My wife came home from work last night and told me that joke. That one of her employees asked her boss that real seriously. She said he got real serious and went up to the boss and said, hey, do you know why dinosaurs can't eat cheese? And Lorelai was overhearing this, and the boss, she could say that he was sitting there going, man, no, I really don't know why they can't eat cheese, because they're dead. And you're the boss? Hello to everybody. Craig is back in the house. Hello to everybody. That's great. Great, everybody seeing each other. We had a lot of trolls in here earlier, but they're all gone now. We had a good time with the trolls earlier today, but they're gone. They went bye-bye. No hands either. There you go. Well, that, my dog has a, what do they call that? T-Rex, right? You know how they have that T-Rex seems to have this weird appendage. Hello, Captain Aussie. That's right. Craig's in the house, man. Craig is struggling in Australia. They've changed the internet rules in Australia. They're probably going to charge him even more taxes just because they want to in Australia. So Craig is looking forward to coming and living in America. Scotty! Scotty B shows in the house. Everybody say hello to our good friend Scotty. How's it going, Scotty? How's the Sorry store? I know you're one of the few people that seems to be adjusting pretty well. How are you adjusting these days? It's good to see you. So, hello, Dennis, 2060 for Canada. Yes. Pedro, what do you think about... When I think about the music industry, I don't, to be honest. I'm not a musician. I don't buy music at all. So to be honest, I really don't think about it at all. Sometimes I listen to new artists. Yeah, I like to watch American Idol sometimes. I think it's a scam. It's rigged. It's all crappy. It's all, whatever, but I enjoy the competition, I guess. But I really don't think much about music, to be honest. I kind of listen to old crap. I'm old, so I listen to other stuff. Sorry, Zora. That's it, buddy. Sorry. Hey, Scotty from Pat. Well, the Philippines survived another natural's furry. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Between Manila and Cebu getting hammered. And, we had a big earthquake in Russia that's supposed to send a tsunami to Hawaii now, anytime now, and or the coast of California, Oregon, Washington. Didn't say hello to you, Scotty. As soon as I can work and live more from Mexico, not up like the States and Canada. Yes. There you go. Now, you just got to hope that Mexico, well, you're not an American. I was going to say, as long as, because now there's a small movement in Mexico talking about how much they hate Americans, which I think is really funny. Because now they hate Americans and they want to kick Americans out of Mexico. All right, Go ahead. Americans will just take their dollars and go somewhere else, like Panama or Philippines or Thailand, somewhere else. They'll just pack up and leave and take their money with them. So I think it's funny that how they try to do that. Get rid of the gringos, you know, and I know any white guy can be a gringo. So Dennis, you got to be worried about that a little bit. I don't know. But it'll probably settle down by the time you get there. But I think that's funny that now they don't like gringos being in their country. Well, there you go. They don't like gringos doing fireworks, singing American songs, listening to American music. Huh, interesting. Christoph says, do you have a favorite car? Yes, I kind of do. You know, I think my favorite car is probably a 71 Mustang convertible. You know, I really like that older car. I mean, for an old car, I mean, my dream car would be like a Bentley convertible because I would like to be that rich that I could afford one. But yeah, older Mustangs are my thing. Older Mustang convertibles. Fox bodies are really cool too. Tim says the Philippines has had tsunamis alerts. Yes, and I know they're saying that maybe this Russian one will make it to Japan. So is that part of it? You guys are getting alerts from the Russian earthquake? Nice where I live, no flooding. That's right, live on a hilltop. Pedram says, what's your opinion about President? Love him. I have no problems with Trump. I have no problem with what anybody believes about any religion or politician. Here's what I like. And a lot of these guys that's been around me a long time, they know because I say this. I like people that stir up shit. I like people that don't take shit from people. I like it. I like chaos. I like for people to be worried about their jobs, about the money. I want them to be worried about things. I want checks and balances. I want people peering into things. I like it when people stirs up the hornet nest. And he does that, and he does it very well. So I like him for that. Two, I agree with his management of government. I think our government is mismanaged immensely. Scotty's asking Tim how much flooding they got. Duesenberg, that's a great car. Duesenberg is a great car. 78 Ford Falcon Cobra for me. Ooh, only 500 in total. Wow, Jesus Christ, that's expensive. No flooding in his area. Many conservatives are intelligent like you. Well, thank you for that. I think that's good. Wish we had a bigger voice. Well, thank you for that. I agree. I think everybody should, and I believe this. Whether you're conservative or not, Democrat, or you belong to the I eat bugs party, you should have an opinion. You should be able to articulate that, which I think is funny because a lot of woke people can't articulate what they're bitching about. They just know others are doing it, so we're going to do it. And I think you ought to have a right to bitch about it and the right to ask questions about it. So when it comes to our government, yeah, I like stirring up shit. I like a little bit tougher personalities. And I think he talks too much, like me. You guys probably think I talk too much. I think Trump talks too much. I do. I think he ad-libs. I think he would do better when he ad-libs to ad-lib and then stop. I don't think he needs to keep repeating all the time, well, if I would have been president, this would have never happened. I'm getting a little tired of that. Okay, we get it. We know they screwed up. We all get it. We lived it. We were here, you know. You're not telling us anything we don't know. We get it. You don't got to keep saying it. So I get a little irritated with that, with him on that. Not in his DNA to shut up, I know, right? But that's what chaps me about him. But the way he manages, I'm okay with. I wish he had fired the stupid Fed guy. I am so damn sick and tired of that little weenie guy having control over the interest rates. He needs his little happy ass booted out the door. I know he leaves in 7 months, and we're playing the waiting game, but he may get indicted, you never know, for the overruns, the fraud. If there's any fraud going on with the Federal Reserve building project, he may find himself in hot water. Yeah, he won't change. Christoph says, being tough makes you responsible. I agree. Being responsible makes you more free. Agree. Nice. Okay, I get that. If you're able to show maturity, you don't need to have constant super. I agree with that. I agree with everything you just said. I do. I do. Yeah, Trump's not going to change. And to be honest, if I was Trump, I wouldn't change either. I would double down. What are you going to do to me? You've tried everything in the world to destroy me and it didn't work. You even tried to kill me and it didn't work. So now that I'm president, I'm going to kick every living ass. I'm going to do what I want to do. One, I'm not running for office again, so it doesn't really matter. You know, I'm going to do what I want. And if I was him in his situation, I'd be doing the same damn thing, unfortunately, maybe even worse, because I'm a jerk. You know, and I think he's a little bit nicer of a guy than I am. Dennis says, take the very good for a few character defect. Yeah, absolutely. I'm okay with that. That's what I mean. His good outweighs his bad. Pedram says, gotta go, man. It's amazing talking to you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbing up and subscribing to the channel. 4 a.m. in Iran, and I'm about to sleep. All right, buddy. Appreciate you. Hit the alert bell, and you'll see when we pop up with other live streams. We do a lot of them. So thank you for being here, for joining us. So you got to take the good with the bad. Same thing on this channel with me. You got to put up with my bullshit to get to look at my wife, you know, just the way it is. So Craig said, see ya. Everybody say bye there. Ozzy's in the house again. Trump isn't a career politician. He's actually losing billions. Yeah, but I don't think he cares. And I agree with you. He's not making... Well, maybe he is. We don't know how, you know, to be honest, I don't know how his finances are going to work out. Because he is smart enough to sell his own merchandise. But you're right. He technically, but he's at that age where he would transfer money to the kids anyway, right? And the businesses and all of that. So I agree with, in theory, I just don't know dollar to dollar how much that will work out to be in the end. If, in the end, the Trump empire truly loses money through him being a politician. I know he donated his salary, and he's not running his other businesses, and people are hating on his businesses. But I do think there's part of me that says, I think he is doing this for the right reasons, but I don't think it's going to hurt him or his empire or his family long term. I guess that's kind of what I mean by that. Pedram says, goodbye to everybody. Ozzy, does that kind of make sense what I think? You know, am I totally wrong with that one? Or, you know, am I halfway right? But I kind of think overall, his empire is not going to suffer when it's all said and done through this. And it also kind of goes to that concept of how many billions, and I know he's not super rich like Elon Musk and some of those others. I know he's not super rich like that. But the question is, if you are like Elon Musk, does it really matter if you lose, you know, $100 billion when you have, you know, 500 million more? And you just keep making money and you just keep generating interest, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I think it was Warren Buffett who said that he didn't have any money, that he was broke because all of his money was tied up in finances or in investments, sorry. So it didn't really matter to him how much everything went up and down, up and down, up and down, because until he goes to the bank and cashes it out and gets it in check or cash form, it really doesn't matter what it's doing here. So until you need it and take it out of the bank, it really doesn't matter how much you have on paper, is what Warren Buffett said, something like that. Bye, everybody. All right. Obama, when dead ass broke, came out with a 100 million. Yeah, I agree. This is what I don't understand, Dennis and everybody else. How do you become a politician when you have maybe a net worth of a couple $100,000, you walk out being a multimillionaire? Because it's a scheme, it's a kickback. We've showed that with Doge. All these fake things are just turning our money over to these politicians. They're hiring as guest speakers and guest lecturers and guest advisors and getting paid huge amounts of our money that was never targeted for them. Ozzy says, no, I get it, but after his first time, he spent all of his time. Oh yeah, I agree with that. He spent a lot of money in court fees and lawyer fees and all that, but he did get some of it back with the New York Times thing, I think. But yeah, but I'm with you. And there is the problem, Dennis. Don't care about the people, they should. I agree with that. Gorgeous George, Precious. Yeah, Well, now it's shown that Obama apparently is behind the Russian hoax, which we all kind of knew anyway. We knew that it was dirty politics. We didn't know maybe who. Now, Obama cannot be charged with anything while he was president, period. If he did anything that was illegal afterwards, they're going to look at it. Now, do I think anybody will go to jail over this? Probably not. I mean, no politician ever seems to really get in trouble for the shit they do. You know, and like, they all cover for each other. Definitely, even Stormy Daniel owes him $600 credit. Okay, see, there you go. All a distraction. It is. It is. It's all a distraction. Don't look at what I'm doing here. Now let's look at the Russian hoax. Just like the Obamas did. Don't look at us. Look at the Russian hoax over here. So it is. It's all a distraction. Don't look here. Look over here. You know. Oh, look at there. You know, there's a dog peeing. What? Where? You know, over here I just picked your pocket. So I agree with you. It's all a big issue. Big crap. But we all know the Clintons are dirty. And the Clintons are from my home state. And I met Bill twice. Look, and I like Bill Clinton. A very engaging person. I mean, very engaging. But they're all corrupt. We're not going to see anybody held accountable. Not, the FBI director, which I wish he would. Not the CIA director. None of these people are going to be held accountable. They're going to blast it all over the internet. And they'll probably all come out and write new books and make millions again. And, nothing's going to happen to any of these people. And we all know that. And that's the sad thing. What kind of role model are they? They're not. It's another thing I'll tell you about that. We expect our politicians, and we should, to be better than we are because they're our example. They're supposed to lead by example, right? They're supposed to do the right thing for us, the people. We've also been told that athletes should be role models to young people. No, they shouldn't. Even me, myself, as an old guy, I shouldn't look at politicians to be role models or to do. Why would I expect them to do that? They're humans. Just like I was talking about religion earlier, politicians are the same way. They're human beings. I'm telling you, every one of us is in it for ourselves. I'm trying to get you guys to give me $5 million so I can buy my wife a house. I'm in it for me. Those preachers are in it for them. Clinton's in it for him. Trump's in it for whatever reasons or payoffs or for him, the money he's going to make. Whatever it is, it's not necessarily always financial, but there's a payoff to everything that we do that everybody's that away. So nobody is a role model. Yeah, it's all effed up. It is. Low-hanging fruits. Yeah, they might find some low-hanging fruit. I agree. Somebody may be sacrificed, but I mean, look, the Russian thing doesn't surprise me, doesn't shock me, doesn't bother me. I look at that as going, sounds like normal politics to me, normal bullshit for elections. What bothers me is more the auto pen thing and some of those things that happen and what happened with all of our tax dollars. That's what bothers me. So the Russian hoax crap, I could give a crap. I'm more concerned about how much taxes have been stolen from us and the auto pen thing. Wag the dog to change the people's attention. So I agree. Why do you think we have good-looking women? And why do we have that? Why do we have fancy cars and pretty cars? It's all, as Dennis says, it's all arm candy. But in my world, it's all eye candy. It's all candy for the eye, right? To distract us. HTRN is in the house. How are you, Henry? Good to see you. What are you up to down there in your part of the world? Need to take a stand. We're living instantly doing the same shit. Yeah, and that's what I tell people. Look, don't get upset about it because what we're bitching about today, talking about today, working through today, my parents did, their parents did, their parents did, their parents did. It's been here forever, and it's never going to not be here. It's just a little different because of the time, the age, and the name and the places have been changed. Remember that saying on TV shows? Well, it's like the name and the places or something has been changed for privacy or some bullshit. That's what history is. Need to take a stand. Tim saying hello to you, Henry. Doing good, just trying to stay dry. Oh, is it raining down there? Man, it's not here. Hey, Henry. So, that's what I think. But I'm not worried about the stupid Russian thing. I would be really happy if they got rid of federal tax, the IRS. Hey, and I know now they're talking about maybe giving out a $600 or $800 check to people as a rebate off of the tariffs. So I know they're dangling those carrots again, which would be great, I guess. I know Elon Musk got mad and he started his own political group, I guess. So, yeah, it's raining down where you are, really. Is it from a tropical storm or something, Henry? Because we're dry as a bone up here, which is okay because we had so much rain in the spring that we're still a little damp. To protect it was a Dragnet TV, right? Right, the names and locations have been changed to protect the innocent. That's what it was, right? So, that's it. But that's what it is. First president of Mars, I would vote for me. Do you want to be it? Or Craig, do you want to be the first president? Or do you want me to be it? Because I know we don't want Dennis to be it. There won't be enough Martian chicks up there. So, plus we wouldn't want a Canadian leading up there. But Greg, you could do it. You're the first president of Mars, yes. Oh, Elon, yeah. Well, now look, the problem's going to be with Elon. He may claim Mars for himself. Don't be surprised and I like Elon because he's crazy. I think he's batshit crazy. I think he's brilliant, but I think he's batshit crazy. All right? I really do. Do I wish he would give me my $5 million? Hell yeah! But I think he's batshit crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't colonize Mars and claim Mars as a company of Tesla or SpaceX. If he doesn't say, sorry, but Mars belongs to my company. I have copyrighted it or I've done whatever. I've staked a claim to it and it is mine. And if anybody else wants to go there or do anything about it or talk about it or make a movie about it, then you got to pay me a fee to do it. It would not surprise me at all if Elon Musk figures out how to do that. Henry says, I don't know, I'm just tired of the rain. Well, Bai was in earlier. She said it wasn't raining at her house. So the rains have stopped in the Philippines, I guess. Tim said it wasn't raining there. And so it sounds like so if you're going to go to the Philippines anytime soon, you won't have any rain, maybe. So, but I don't know. What do you guys think? You think Elon Musk could figure out how to claim Mars for himself? I think he could. I think he could and he would. Then we're going to have to go into an intergalactic war on the planet between the United States government and all the other countries and Elon to fight for Mars. Craig says, only let him have 49% and limit his tech, more likely the deal. Right, but that's going to have to be a negotiation because if I was Elon, I would tell you all to F you. I'm going to go, I claim the whole damn thing and you can't stop me. You know what I mean? I'm going to take the whole planet and you guys can kiss off. Thunderclap. Hey man, how's it going tonight? Glad I found you live again. Thank you. Hit that alert bell so you get alerted when we do live streams. Thank you again for coming in. Appreciate you coming. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. Would have to import Martian ladies if Captain Kirk left. Yeah. Remember the green chick on Star Trek? Captain Kirk was the biggest whore on TV. Did you guys ever recognize? I love Star Trek versus Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan. Star Trek, Captain Kirk was a whore. Man, he was a man whore. He slept with every damn thing. I mean, did you guys realize that on the TV show? He just slept with everything. Able to read his thoughts. So always be controlled by them. Oh, I know. First thing I would do on Mars is change the name from to Arm Candy Universe. I like that. ACU. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. But you could see crazy Elon Musk trying to do that, right? Couldn't you see him claiming a planet for himself? Because who's going to challenge him? You know, so Ozzy's giving us a thumbs up. Henry says, hello, Dennis. How are you, Dennis? Dennis Henry's in the chat. So, I don't know. I think it's funny. I mean, if I could do it, I guess I would do it. Now, I will say, I don't know why we don't go back to the moon. I'm very curious why we're not at the moon. I think there's more to the moon than we know. And I don't know why we're not at the moon today. I don't understand that. Oh yeah, the ones that are already there will challenge. That's right. Forgot about the inhabitants. Remember the movie Men from Mars or Invasion from Mars? The latest one where they had a beep, 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 and shoot and blow the heads off. Remember that comedy? Hello, buys arm candy from Dennis. Tim says, hello, Dennis. Thunderclap. He's really big now on creating his own new improved political party. I know. I could see him claiming Mars and making his own. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what they were saying earlier. Craig was saying earlier, he's probably going to be the president of Mars. The world is flat. Yes, that's why we fall off of it all the time. Hello, Tim. So, but why do you believe that the moon? I don't believe that the moon has no value. Let's pretend that it's not hollow and it's not an alien space satellite, right? I can't believe that there's no value going to the moon. I don't know why we don't go back. There has to be some kind of value to go to the moon. Be a dictatorship, well, yeah, it would be without, yeah, you're right. It'd be King Elon. King Elon and his, how many kids has he got now? 15 kids or something? You know, for an ugly guy, he definitely breathes fast. I know that much. But what do you guys think about the moon? Why aren't we at the moon? Hell, they could do a reality TV show up on the moon, if nothing else. Heaps of value. Helium-3 is everywhere. Yes, see, value. There you go. The world is flat. What? No way. Well, that's why we fall down so much. Because when it tilts, we all fall over. But I really don't understand. Man, if I was a TV with technology today, why don't we do a big show about going to the moon? You know, that would be a cool Netflix TV series. You know, we got this group of 8 people, astronauts, who's going to go to the moon, and they're going to walk around and show us the moon in real time and show us that it wasn't faked. They're going to play in the sand, in the dirt, and move things around and travel around and do things. I would watch it because it would also settle, is the moon fake or not? Is it a metal globe with dirt around it? You know what I mean? Pat likes up. Well, we had seen smoke coming from the moon, so there's also be something there. Space does to us as rubbing compound automobile. Yeah, there you go. Use it in woodworking and all kinds of other good stuff. I like that. Cannot slow the runs there. Show the runs of there. Yeah, go see the runs, right? You know, the face, the pyramid that's supposed to be there. You know, go ahead and do, I don't remember off the top of my head how they made the moon ring, but try to duplicate how to make it ring, or drill a big ass hole in the middle of it and see if you can make a well going 200 feet into the moon. It would be fascinating TV. I'm telling you. Millions of people would view that because there's so many people that think different things about the moon. Go to the moon, people. Make it happen. I want to see it. Yeah, I know. They don't want to. That's the problem. Why they're not there is because they don't want to show that. But it'd be great if you did a TV show where you could. Hey, they sent Katy Perry and all of her little girlfriends in space for like 6 seconds. Surely they can go to the moon and do a TV show. But everybody said no, Joe. That's great. Thank you all for the thumbs up. So I don't know, man. We need to do what do they call those things where you sign? What is that? They call that partition? Not a partition. Partition divides a room. You know my squishy brain. Somebody tell me what that's called. Partition. Partition, right? So that we can start a TV show on the moon. So we can go to the moon. You got to control the mainstream media? Yes. You know? Man, Katy Perry and her. The funny thing was, why did Katy Perry be the only one that got the shit beat out of her for saying she went up into space when there were 6 other girls on that thing too? She was the only one that got her butt chewed out. Made her look like a fool, but there was other ladies on that. A petition. Thank you. Thank you. I have this weird thing called squishy brain, and it just happened. Logistics would be difficult to get drilling rigs there. Well, they did it on a asteroid in that movie. You know, what is that movie called? Not Extinction. Remember it had Bruce Willis and Liv Taylor in it? They did it there. So that will work. You like that? You know? So much fakery to point out on the moon. Well, that's what I mean. This would solve the problem, right? And if I was, you know, Elon Musk could make it happen. He wouldn't save those other people. I mean, I think it would be a really cool TV show. Go land on the moon, you know, and stay there so that we can all watch you through, you know, the telescopes, but beam everything back, live stream from the internet. You got satellites. Couldn't you live stream from the moon to one of the satellites? Would that be possible? Henry says, why haven't we been back to... That's my point. Why? There has to be something worth looking at. I would go as a tourist. There has to be minerals or dust to do woodworking with. It blows my mind that we haven't been back. And I do believe, whether you believe the moon landing was authentic or not, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that we could go there today and hang out there. We could take some cars and some little tractors and dive around and dig holes and stir up shit. I just know we could. Thunderclap says, what is wild is technologies wise, more capable of going to the moon now than ever. I agree. Yes. Fake for all because could not or would not show the truth. They knew that was there. I would agree. I think there's, and that's what I mean. Forget having the government do it, right? We don't want the governments to do it because government's liars. We want a greedy TV show producer to spearhead this who's looking to make money and to gain views, right? And to get viewership to do it. Because then they will expose the truth because that's the only way they're going to get paid. So that's what we want, Craig. Sell the moon for... I would. I mean it. If I was rich and they had a place I could go to, I'd go. Aussies, do we really think the Soviet Union fell for it? Well, and here's the real question. Do we believe that there's nobody else been to the moon? How do we know nobody else has been to the moon? How do we know that I think India went to the moon a while back, did they not? But how do we know that secretly Korea or, I don't know, Pakistan or Panama didn't go to space? How do we know that? I'm not saying how would not the world governments know that, but we wouldn't know that for sure, that there's not already others that have been there. But I want to know what's up there. I want them to take a bulldozer and bulldoze the shit out of it, plant some tomatoes, and see what happens. I want them to go back up there and try to ring the bell. Go find that face in that pyramid and let's identify what it really is. I think it would be the hottest thing in the world to happen. Globally, I mean, every nation in the world would be on board with that. China tried to go to them. Did they? Were they successful or did they just try? So yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I can't believe there's nothing there. There's nothing worth value. Everything has value. Even my channel. My channel has very little value, but it does have some value. Thunderclap says, yes, yeah. That's so true. It's possible countries like China, Japan, Korea have been there and we just don't know about it. I agree. Ozzy says, well, supposedly the Soviet Union secretly made a soft landing unmanned craft. Governments don't control it. It's all black ops. Is that what you mean, black ops? All black? It's just, I don't know. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. But we have telescopes that down on Earth that we could spy on people if they landed there, right? And they could broadcast it worldwide. And they could charge you like $1.99 to watch it and make a fortune. Maybe it wouldn't cover the cost of going to the moon, but come on. Why not? Do it for humanity. How exciting would that be? That's just crazy. Blows my mind. So I don't know, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're not going on a cruise this year. We didn't like anything that came up, so another one of my dreams have been dashed. So I don't get to go on a nice trip this year. The wife wants to go to Europe next year on a cruise, so I guess we got to figure out how to pay for that next year. But now there's nothing for me to do for the rest of the year. There's your answer. Can but won't. I agree. Yeah, we could do it. I'm telling you, we could be on the moon next weekend. Right? I believe that. We have the technology and the equipment available that we could get our happy, 2 weeks. We could get our happy asses up there in about 2 weeks. Right? Just telling you. And if we can do a floating space station in space, we sure in the hell can go to the moon and drive around and have a good time, have a picnic, and have girls run around. Maybe that's what you do. You just have sexy women do it, right? You know, get a couple of men, maybe some good-looking guys, train them up, get some women, and then when they're in the lunar lodging place, you know, you turn up the thermostat where it's nice and hot, and they run around in shorts and tank tops, and then when they're out in the moon thingy, they wear their moon suits. Hell, you know, it would probably work. No way to see the dark side of the moon unless you listen to Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd, by the way. Well, and that's the real key. Okay, you may not be able to see the dark side of the moon, but the dark side of the moon exists, correct? Or does it? But if we did a live stream up there, don't you think they could do it in the dark on the dark side of the moon? You know, they could do bright lights and, you know, light up a place on the dark side of the moon. So, Ozzy likes that too. Love Pink Floyd. Warned off, pissed when the Americans played golf, total disrespect. There you go, man. Man, it'd be so cool. That's what we got to do. We need to get this motivated. Who volunteers? Now, Dennis, I know I said a bunch of girls in skimpy outfits, but that doesn't mean you can go. So, but we need to recruit 4 or 5, 6 really hot women that can handle themselves and a couple of dudes and make a show happen. I'm telling you, it would work. And you could even do the pre-stuff, getting them all trained, going through the training, you know, all that bull crap, and send them to the moon. Man, I'm ready. We're going to make a TV show. We're going to do a YouTube TV show. Does anybody want to donate to my fund to go to the moon? Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should all start a GoFundMe. We should all get together, create a GoFundMe page to raise money to go to the moon. I wonder if that would catch on. Do you think that would catch on? If somebody did a GoFundMe page for everybody to donate so that we could put a crew together to go to the moon? Yeah, you know, I would like to orbit Earth too. I really would. I think it'd be one of the most beautiful things to see. Except for when it's flat. The flat side might be kind of boring, but... All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8 o'clock here. I am going to feed my dog, and then I'm going to try to take a bike ride tonight. My butt hurts tonight, but I'm going to, not my butthole, my butt. I'm going to try to take a bike ride tonight and get some exercise. So, you know, because I'm fat, so I got to do that. But we appreciate everybody coming in, all the thumbs up, all the new subscribers we're getting. I'll try to go live again tomorrow, of course. Maybe I'll have something interesting to talk about besides why dinosaurs can't eat cheese. So, Soul Collection Center's future AI that does not have one. That's why they are here. Okay. Pat says good night. Tim, take care, everybody. See you next time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Oh, God, I'm getting old.